So, what is the overall impact of AI on the creative process? Depends on who you're speaking to. If you're somebody who's staunchly against using it for anything for any reason, then it's not going to have any impact directly. However, indirectly, if you watch people, blow past you as far as marketing and end up selling more books because they're generating AI um, ad content, perhaps, or generating keywords for their SEO on their website, then you might watch people potentially out earn you faster. Now, you might still be able to get there without using it, but it might take longer. So, basically, I think the impact is going to be that AI is going to be a productivity enhancer. It's going to be able to help you do things, do tasks a little bit faster. Generating ideas, helping with research, the editing, proofreading, all of that. You're optimizing content. So I think that you will see accelerated timelines on publishing based on AI being able to do some of those things, or at least help in some of those areas. I think one of the biggest fears is that AI is just going to replace human creativity. With the AI we currently have in place, I don't think it can. It can't create its own art. It has to steal it from somewhere else. It has to have the idea from somewhere else. So it has to have the database in order to survive. Without the database, it doesn't have a mind. It doesn't have a brain that can just generate things. It has to get it from somewhere. It has to be influenced somehow. So the worry is, that it can replace human content. I don't think anything is ever going to replace the human mind. The human mind is so complex, and, the way that we process emotions, and each one of us being inherently different in, ways of thinking in the core. I don't think a computer will ever be able to compare to that. That doesn't mean that people won't get really, really good at writing prompts and creating books and art using it. But I think that people are going to find really fast, especially if they're reading like AI generated books, I think you're going to find them very formulaic. I think they're going to take the tropes and the things that we always see in, the classics or whatever's popular at that point in time, and you're just going to see it like kind of regurgitated in another way. I don't think it's going to be very inspired. I don't think that there'll be any really unforeseen twists. I don't think that the writing will be exciting. So I think that it's going to be robotic. It's going to lack emotional depth because computers just don't have the emotional depth. So it could potentially hurt the creative industry if people generate AI content and publish it as their own, and it ends up being garbage. There's already enough garbage out there. We don't need to add to computer generated garbage. But at the rate in which you could generate content using AI, I mean, you could write 5 books a week if you wanted to, one for every day if you got really good at writing your prompts. But would they be quality? And I think some people don't care. Unfortunately, there are those of us in the industry who care a lot about the state of the industry, and we don't want to see people publish crap, and we definitely don't want to see them publish AI junk. That's for sure. So hopefully we can find a way to kind of weed that stuff out of the space and kind of call it like it is, if you will. So I don't know that AI, at least what we have currently, will ever take it out of there. I think, and I put in my blog article, this is kind of a quote, like, what makes indie publishing so great is its ability to capture humanity from all walks of life and not just what traditional markets deem worthy of representation. Taking the human out of indie publishing would be the downfall of the industry. And I really, truly believe that. I mean, I think the heart and soul of indie publishing is that we are not beholden to the constraints of what traditional publishing is telling us that's popular, is telling us that people want. We are providing content that we deem worthy to be published, and that we know that there are marginalized groups who would consume this, and we are writing to them just based on our basic humanity. And so if you take that away and start using AI is likely going to pull trends from the traditional publishing, the best-selling lists, et cetera, and you're just going to get regurgitated crap, more of the traditional and whatever the mainstream deems worthy of publishing. And I think that that's an incredible disservice, and I hope that that never happens, but you never know. I think AI could complement human creativity. I think it could help generate ideas. I think it could point us in the right direction as far as research, to help enrich our writing. I think it could help streamline the processes with maybe helping with outline formats and writing schedules, and expand our accessibility to editing softwares and such. But I don't think that it will completely replace human creativity. I think we need to remember to preserve human expression in a digital age. As more and more things become electronic, I think, and I've even noticed this over the years, whenever you call somebody, you never actually get a person answer the phone. It's always some AI generated message thing that wants you, and then you talk round in circles and, yes, no, or push a button or whatever. Sometimes I don't know where customer service has gone, but it has completely disappeared. And unfortunately, I think a lot of it has been replaced by artificial intelligence in this day and age. And so I think we need to be really, really careful not to destroy the human element of who we are. I mean, when you look at a company, if you're going to go get a service from a company, you could get the same service from several companies. But what makes a company different from the next is the people that it has working for them, the ideas that those people generate, the way those people treat and interact with their customers. If you're not interacting with your customers and every place you call, you just get a robot, does it really matter who you go with? Let's face it, our humanity is what sets us apart. If you run a company, your people is what makes you different from your competitor. And so hiring the best people and having the best customer service is what sets you aside from, your competitor down the door. Has nothing to do with your automated phone system. I hate that fucking thing. So remembering to keep human creation human. Don't let the machines take over. That's all I can say there. Make sure that you're using the machine and not letting the machine use you. Don't let the machine dictate what you do. You can use it as a tool, but you don't have to let it control the decisions that you make because it's a computer and you're in charge. Remember that. And always remember that it's quality over quantity. You could use AI to generate a whole shit ton of books. You could get a bunch of books out there in a year. But is it going to be meaningful? Is it going to have an emotional connection with the reader? I don't think a computer can have an emotional connection with a reader. And so I don't think that you can, no matter what you write in a prompt, I don't think you'll ever get a computer to be able to recognize human emotion. They might be able to describe it based on a definition, but I don't think they can actually embody a human emotion. It's not possible, and, the quality, making sure that you're maintaining your originality, that you're being innovative. If you're asking for a prompt from the AI, it's going to look at what's been done in the past and do that again. If you want to do something different, you can't use the computer to do that. You have to come up with that on your own. The computer is just going to look at what's been done before and what's popular. So if you want to turn out the same shit that everybody else is turning out, by all means, write a book using AI. I'm sure you'll get that. But you're also going to drown in a mountain of books that sound exactly like you, and you could end up in court for copyright infringement. So let's just make sure that we're not mass producing junk. Keep the emotional connection to your readers and write the work yourself. Use the AI as a tool, but you should be the one generating the content.